20 steps to take in the year before retirement. Now, first of all, let's clarify. I don't like the word retirement. It's an agricultural word that means to put cattle to pasture to die. So the year before, you have freedom or a transition or the next chapter, because the more you stay active for your whole life, the longer you're going to live, the more enjoyment you're going to have than saying, I'm just going to work for 40 years and be done. And statistically, 2 years later, most people pass on. So let's give a few Freedom Day retirement statistics just to get you all in the space of this. So number one, healthcare will be, it can be, it for the most part is going to be your largest expense. So plan it early. The other challenge with that, it is the number one takedown of legacy and wealth. And the number two is an unplanned legacy. Number three is unplanned divorce. So gotta prepare. Required minimum distributions. Your RMDs are based on birth year and rules, so avoid penalties by planning. Now, on the other side of that, I have had clients say, I'm going to intentionally take the penalty because it's really, really low. So like on 100 grand of not taking the distribution, you might pay 225, depending on the rest of your estate. So again, that's a tax question. Ask your tax professional. But I have had clients that are higher net worth, jamming, didn't want to take it, and the penalties aren't crazy versus taking out like your whole 401k. You pay a whole different level of tax on that. So just be mindful about it. The next statistic that I want you to know about is that most people, I say retirees, older, let's just say people in their 50s, 60s, 70s, they underestimate inflation. They actually don't know what that means to them. So they think they have $1 million or $2 million put away, and they don't understand how quickly that's going to go away. Now, let's go through the 20 steps. Steps 1 through 7 are in the money and tax strategy. And I'm actually going to read this because there's 20 things I want to get to really quickly. So you want to map your Social Security timing and your pension options, taking them lumped or annually or as an annuity. So for example, those are the little minutes that I worked at Chevron. Plus, I have worked for this company my entire life. So there'll be some Social Security, whatever that becomes. And then back at Chevron, because I vested there, there'll be a pension that will come. And again, that gets to be structured. So what is your version of all that? And for a lot of you, don't forget, you've got to go all the way back to all the jobs throughout your career. Some of you were a nurse here for a while, you were a nurse here for a while, then you moved to a new state. And you kind of leave behind your 401ks, you leave behind your 403bs, you leave behind qualified money and pension money. So make sure that that starts getting accumulated and aligned and consolidated. Your Roth conversions in low income years. So convert your typical 401ks and IRAs and pay the tax on your lower income years so you pay less tax. And then sequence your withdrawals, right? What's taxable, what's tax deferred, and what's tax free. And again, if you don't have a good tax person, please come lean in. We have some of the best tax strategists in the world, in my opinion. And to get to our tax team, you have to join our big table. So to even see if you're qualified, I want you to pull down the first 3 chapters of The Millionaire Maker, read up to the gap analysis, take the gap analysis, call into our office, talk to someone one-on-one. We'll see where the gaps are and see if you qualify and how we can support you. Many of you keep paying this invisible pain called overpaying taxes because you're not leaning in and learning that that's something that actually is controllable and that can be designed for you. My taxes have been designed my entire life. Since I was 17 years old, when I started paying tax, it was designed because I had great mentors and I learned about this. A lot of you are hearing about it now, and it's not late to the party, but you need to learn. So if you're younger and you have parents that this applies to, please, I'm just going to say this right now, subscribe to my channel, click the notification button, send it to your grandparents, your parents, your aunts, your uncles. Like, move this around to people in your life so they start doing things right and start living a way that they want to live and they design their later years instead of happening to them. The next step, pay off or manage your debt. So I'm not a fan of paying it all off. If it's really low interest, 2 and 3%. I mean, I have one loan for 1.8. Like, why would you ever pay that off? That could be generational. Kids can take it because getting that kind of money again is very difficult. So again, work through your math equation, your financial strategy. And I would just put this all on a huge spreadsheet. If you don't have a wealth manager, if you don't have someone who's looking at all this, what's your Social Security and pensions going to be? What are you going to do in your IRA? How much cash buffer do you really need? How much liquidity do you need? Right? And so for some of you, you may want to continue to actually keep some work. I'm probably going to continue to do this and take private clients till the day I die, what else am I going to do? I kind of love to do it. It keeps me engaged, keeps me talking to people and sharing this gift that I have. Optimize all your deductions, which means you need to live corporate life. And I don't care how old you are never too old to live corporate life, meaning get an LLC, get a limited partnership, an S Corp, C Corp. And yes, I'm talking in US terms, but in the world, you can live inside of a company and activate deductions till the day you die. It creates a legacy. You can pass on the business, whatever it became. A lot of CEOs I have actually become fractional CEOs, fractional CFOs, where they're just taking on 3 or 4 or 5 clients that are their faves. So they stay engaged, they stay in their game, they keep their licenses and continue. I've had a lot of doctors go to telemed. So they still want to be a doctor. They still want to perform. They want to do a lot. Well, they want to do more charities. So they join the Doctors Without Borders. So it allows them a place to travel, still do their crafts, still do things. And then they can build a concierge business from anywhere in the world where people can pay you direct for your medical expertise and your guidance, especially as you're getting older if you have medical conditions. So the next big chunk, right? The next big chunk of 8 to 13, healthcare and risk. Choose your Medicare and coverage or bridge pre-Medicare gap. Make sure you have all that. Review all your long-term care options. Update your insurance, your home and umbrella. Evaluate annuities or guaranteed incomes. There's very few people that those actually are great for. The fees are enormous. There's a few better products out, but really, is that how you want it to live? Stress test your portfolio on downturns. And when you don't know how to do that, I want you to give you a software called iFlip. It's how most of us invest into the market because it takes you out of the market. It's AI driven. It's designed. Like in 2020, when everyone lost 30%, I lost 2.87 because I was out. The designer of the folios oversaw $600 billion at the Deutsche Bank. Knows what he's doing. Brilliant. So just get the software. It's free until you get to a certain level and a certain amount in your accounts. Then it's $70 a month. Create an income floor, meaning what can you do for the rest of your life to create some income? Now, part of that should be with the money that you're investing, and a lot of that could still be to the work that you really want to do and continue to do. Many people want to sell their companies later in life, and when you really do the analysis, they're going to overpay tax and end up with a bunch of cash, or they can exit in a 3 to 5 year plan where the taxes are lower. They continue to get the ongoing enjoyment of that larger amount of cash flow. I have a plumber, for example, 2 years ago who came and said, I want to sell my company. He could have sold it for $3-4 million. Now it's worth 8 or 9 because he built it and he's enjoying about 360 to 400 of a fairly passive income into his later years. So a great exit strategy that just made a turn versus selling it all out, stayed in the entire business and then tailed it out. Last of the 20 points, legal, lifestyle, and cash flow. Update your trust, your powers of attorney. Make sure all your beneficiaries are aware of what's going on. In this book right here, if you want to go grab our program, we'll give you a 50% discount today from this link. And in here, it's everything. It's like your blueprint upon death. And it starts with, I'm dead, now what? Call these people, do these things. So it's pretty much your blueprint of where to go and how to go and where to go. We also have an estate lawyer who built a beautiful software. So I'm going to give you the link to her legacy software. And for $47 a month, all this can be electronically done. And you can have permissions similar to LastPass where you can give different people different parts. Some people get tax returns. Some people get your financial statements. Some people get your trust, your powers of attorney, but it's all in one place. So be mindful to build that up as that makes sense for you and your family. And again, if you are here and you have not subscribed, do that. Click that notification button. We need you here 5 days a week. And if you're going to be inheriting money, you definitely want to send this out. And if you're going to be giving money, you want to send this video to those folks as well. And make sure you grab our legacy, not only the workbook, but it's a 3-day course that we did on how to set up your power team of the legacy. Last few things in your 20 steps before the 365, before you call it a next chapter. Consolidate your accounts, move to low-fee providers as best you can. Hopefully you've done that more than just a year in advance. Start, again, keep that cash machine. You can go start reducing to part-time. You can downsize, house hack if you want. I have a lot of people who actually enjoy a lot of younger folks and have them rent rooms as a way to keep activity in their house, keep cash flow in their house. Also, just having people also take care of your properties if it's going to be a legacy property. Last few things, document your spending. Because a lot of you are going to have variable spending, especially if you're an entrepreneur. You could have huge months traveling. You're going to have to pre-plan some more of your travel and those kind of expenses. And book your reviews with your strategy team. I would say if you're not doing quarterly by now, you need to do quarterly. And the more net worth you have, you need to get down to monthly, if not weekly. So this is not light. This is not difficult. It's just different than most of you are trained to do. So if you have any questions, please go to askloral.com. Let us help you. Let us be your expert strategy team to walk you through this transition and these chapters. So again, Ask Loral is where you ask questions, make requests. We'll be back tomorrow.